Welcome to another video by Day Night Gaming. In this video I'll be taking Goldsmith from level 70 to 80 in the MMORPG known as Final Fantasy XIV. Now before we begin, if you do not intend to meld your gear with as much material as I did, I recommend buying high quality materials for this shopping list to help give your quality bar a boost to make up for the lack of control stat. So for the recipes used in this video, you will need to purchase 6 Diaspore, 6 Dwarven Mithril Nuggets, 6 Electrum Ingots, 6 Grade 1 Intelligence Alkahest, 6 Grade 1 Vitality Alkahest, 18 Mana Silver Nuggets, 12 Pedalite, 6 Pexi Cotton, 12 Stone Gold Ingots, 6 Titan Bronze Nugget, 12 Triplite, and 6 Twin Thread. So I'm going to show you the gear that I used in this first section of the video. Now please keep in mind that this is the same exact gear that we used in the previous video. So if you haven't melded it, don't bother putting material into this gear because we're going to be doing crafts that are way under our level in this first part. And they're going to be really easy to high quality. The other good part about this section of the video is even though that we're going to be doing job quests, these ones won't require that we use our own materials, so there actually is zero risk involved. If you fail to high quality an item, you can speak to the NPC and get free new materials. But just in case you feel that you do not have high enough control stat, you can use high quality blood bullets, say food, to help boost that. So here we are in the Goldsmiths Guild in the city of Ul'dah, and we're going to speak to Serendipity, the guild master, and accept a level 60 job quest known as a royal request. Now once you've accepted the quest, we're going to head due north to the Aetheryte telepoint above the Goldsmiths Guild, and we're going to take that telepoint to the Gate of Nald, Central Thanalan. And that's going to take us directly outside of the city of Ul'dah. Once there, we're going to head due east and speak to Marcel. After speaking to Marcel, we're then going to speak to Hal, Guido, and Jaquel Breca. In any order, it's fine, as long as you speak to them. After that, we're going to head back to the Goldsmiths Guild. Right when you enter the double doors into the Goldsmiths Guild, turn right and speak to Jemime, the guild receptionist, to complete the quest. After doing so, speak to Jemime again and accept the level 63 job quest known as Gem Works in Progress. And just like before, we're going to take the Aetheryte telepoint to the Gate of Nald and then head east and speak to Emoluth at the Spineless Basin. After that, we're going to teleport to Ralgor's Reach. Then from the Aetheryte Crystal, you're going to head due north and speak to Emeloth. After a lengthy conversation, once all the characters fade away from the screen, we're going to head a little bit to the north and then turn left and head due west past the collectible appraiser and speak to Hal, Guido, and Jacobecca. After speaking to all three of them, a little bit to the north, a few steps, is Emeloth. So feel free to speak to Emeloth at this point. And then we're going to be having to craft an item, but luckily the materials are supplied for you, so you do not need to purchase any materials, which is great. Now if you haven't melded your gear, don't worry about it. Just eat high quality blood bullet safe food to boost your control, and if you need more CP, eat a high quality Cunning Craftsman syrup. So we're going to be crafting a high quality sample silver ring. Now it's okay if you fail, you can just get new materials from Kanachan for free. So we're going to go ahead and synthesize now, and we're going to start off with Reflect. This must be done on the first action as it is a opener, and it's going to give us Inner Quiet with 3 stacks already attached to it, which is great. It's going to make our quality bar go up a lot faster than normal. Then we're going to use Waste Not 2, and then after that we're going to go with Innovation, and then Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, and then Standard Touch. Now if you still need more quality bar, you can go into Innovation and then Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch again. But this craft is fairly easy, so you probably won't have to do this, but if you did, after that we're going to need to get our durability back up. So we're going to use Master's Mend. And then we're going to do veneration, followed up by 2 to 3 careful synthesis, depending on how much craftsmanship you have in your gear. Once again though, remember, you don't need to meld your gear because we're way over level on this stuff. Now we're going to turn in our sample silver ring back to Emeloth to complete the quest. Alright, now speak to Emeloth again and get the level 65 job quest known as Blindsided. And that's going to have us speak to Jakeba, Weedo, and Hall. So head due east, and then once you cross the river, head north a little bit, and they're right there, past the Chocobo Porter. After you speak with all 3 of those, then we're going to head all the way back across the river and speak to Emeloth again. Then speak to Jakebeka to her west. And now we're going to have to synthesize a pair of precision spectacles. Now, just like the craft before, they do have to be high quality, but once again, don't worry, if you fail, you can just get new materials for free. So now we're going to go and synthesize, and we're going to be using the same exact rotation that we used earlier, starting with Reflect, then Waste Not 2, Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch. And if you need to, use Innovation again, then Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch. And at this point you should be capped down on quality, so go ahead and use Master's Mend to get your durability back up, and then Veneration, and then 2 to 3 careful synthesis depending on how much craftsmanship you have in your gear. After you've crafted these, head back to Emeloth and turn them in to complete the quest. Now after that, we're going to speak to Emeloth again and accept the level 68 job quest known as the Perfect Tribute. So we're going to head due north and we're going to speak to Jahabika, and it's on the west side of the little lake and it's almost to the waterfall. So as you can see here, we're at Jahabika. And after you speak to Jakebeka, we're going to teleport back to the city of Ulda, take the Aetheryte telepoint to the Goldsmith's Guild, and head back to the Estamines Aesthetics and speak to Marcel. So just in case if you don't remember how to get here, take the Aetheryte telepoint to the Goldsmith's Guild and head due west. And then after that little hallway, you'll find Marcel. After speaking to Marcel, we're then going to take the Aetheryte telepoint to the Sapphire Avenue Exchange and head due north. And on our left, right past the archway, is Jahabika. Then going a bit north, over toward the Tradecraft Merchant is Hal. And then after passing the northernmost market board, on the left you'll see Weedo. After speaking to all 3 of them, we're going to head due south past the southernmost market board. And then on our right is the destination, and we're going to wait here. After that, we're going to take a teleport to Ralgor's Reach and speak to Emeloth on the west side. And then after that, we're going to have to craft a high quality sample chronometer. So we're going to be doing a new rotation this time, but we are going to start with Reflect. And then after that, we're going to use Manipulation. And this is an extremely powerful ability, and I use this on a lot of endgame crafts. Then we're going to follow up with Innovation. And then Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, and then Innovation again, then Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, And then after that, our quality bar should be maxed out, so we're going to do veneration. And then depending on how much craftsmanship, it can be either 2 or 3 careful synthesis. And there we go, crafted a high quality sample chronometer. So now we're going to speak to Emeloth again and turn in what we just crafted to complete the quest. After doing so, we're going to speak to Emeloth again and accept the level 70 job quest known as Sultana Dreaming. So once you accept this quest, we're going to head due north back toward the waterfall. And once there, we're going to speak to Jakabeka, Guido, and Hall. After you finish the dialogue with them, we're going to head back due south and speak to Emeloth. So here we are back at Emeloth, and we're going to turn in our 3 key items that we just received. And after doing so, we're going to have to craft another high quality item, and this time it's going to be a tribute orchestron. And just like before, you're provided the materials, and if you fail the craft, you can get more from Kana-chan. So we're going to be doing the same rotation as before, so reflect, manipulation, innovation, basic touch, standard touch, basic touch, standard touch. Then innovation again, basic touch, standard touch, basic touch, standard touch. And your quality should be maxed out at this point. So then we're going to use veneration followed by 3 careful synthesis. So 1, 2, and 3. Alright, there we go, a high quality tribute orchestron. So after that, we're now going to turn it into Emeloth. So we're going to hand over our high quality tribute orchestron. And then after that, we're going to teleport to the city of Ulda. And once we get there, we're going to take the Aetheryte telepoint. But make sure you do not head to the Alchemist Guild. Instead, you want to go to Chamber of Rule. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Aethernet. And then looking for the Chamber of Rule. And once we get there, we're going to head due south. And we're going to speak to Bartholomew. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. And then we're going to hand over the gift wrap tribute located in our key items bag. Then we're going to take the Aetheryte telepoint to the Goldsmith Guild and head south into the Goldsmith Guild and speak to Emeloth to complete the quest. And after doing so, you'll notice that we have quite a large amount of EXP into level 72 and we're almost level 73. So now we're going to take the teleport to the Crystarium, which means that you have to have progressed far enough through the Shadowbringer storyline to have unlocked this city. Once you arrive in the Crystarium, we're going to take the Aetheryte telepoint to the Crystalline Mean. And this is where we're going to be doing our next section of the video, where we're going to be doing Lev quests all the way up until level 80. Once we get there, we're going to head due south to the second green tent, and we're going to stand in between Irikor and Moise. So now I'm going to show you the gear that I used for this section of the video. And please keep in mind that you do not have to have your gear as highly melded as I have. But if it's not, then make sure you definitely eat high quality blood bullet based food and also high quality Cunning Craftsman syrup, while at the same time definitely consider using high quality materials to help give you a bit of a boost in your quality bar. Just make sure that after all buffs are applied that you have a minimum of 482 CP. While I know that is a lot, luckily this rotation will be the same all the way up to level 80. Alright, so here we're at the Levmet Erkor. And we're going to accept the level 72 Lev quest known as Gentleman Donor. And we're going to be crafting 3 high quality Diaspora Bracelets of Slaying. And after we finish this Lev quest, we're actually going to repeat it one more time. And remember, if you're not as deeply melded as I have in my gear, then it's okay. Just use high quality materials to supplement your quality bar. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and synthesize this now. And we're going to be starting off with Reflect, followed by Manipulation. Then we're going to do Innovation, so we can work on our quality bar. And then we're going to do Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch. Then we're going to do Innovation again. Then Basic Touch. Then Standard Touch. And then we're going to do Great Strides. And we're going to finish our quality bar off with By God's Blessing. Now we're going to activate Manipulation again. And then we're going to do Veneration. And then we're going to do Groundwork, which is going to give us a large shot of progress. And we're going to repeat Groundwork again for a second time. And then after that, if you haven't finished your progress bar, then you're going to go ahead and use Observe and finish off with Focus Synthesis. And that should high quality a Diaspora Bracelet of Slaying. So here we go. Alright, so now we've crafted one. We're going to have to repeat this 2 more times. So once again, the rotation is Reflect, Manipulation, Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Great Strides, By Our God's Blessing, Manipulation, Veneration, Groundwork twice in a row, then finishing off with Observe and Focus Synthesis. Alright, so now that we have 3 high quality Diaspora Bracelets of Slaying, we're now going to turn them into Moist. And you're going to notice that we're going to get quite a large amount of EXP, which is really great. So we're turning yes, complete, submit additional yes, hand over, yes, complete, submit additional yes, hand over, yes, and complete. So we're almost 74, so we need to do this Lev quest one more time. So once again, we're going to accept Gentleman Donor. And we're going to make 3 more high quality Diaspora Bracelets of Slaying. And just like before, we're going to be using the same rotation. Reflect, Manipulation, Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Great Strides, By Our God's Blessing, Manipulation, Veneration, 2 Groundworks, Observe, and Focus Synthesis. Alright, so now that we've crafted 3 high quality Diaspora Bracelets of Slaying, we're going to turn them into Moist. So yes, complete, yes, hand over, yes, complete, and finally yes, hand over, yes, and complete. And as you can see here, we're over 50% into level 74. So now I'm going to show you the gear that I used for this next section of the video, and please keep in mind, since we're going to be using the same rotation that we used earlier, the CP minimum requirement that you're going to need is still 482. And just like before, this after all buffs have been applied, so feel free to use high quality blood bullet based food as well as high quality cunning craftsman syrup to increase your CP as well as your control stat. And once again, you do not have to be melded as deeply as I have with materia, and instead you can supplement with using high quality materials for your recipe. So here we are back at Erkor, the Levmet, and we're going to be accepting the level 74 Lev quest known as Unsung Generosity. And we're also going to be repeating this one more time after we finish this. So it's going to have us craft high quality mana silver chokers, and just like before, we're going to be using the same rotation. So just like before, we're going to start off with Reflect, and then we're going to use Manipulation, then Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Great Strides, By Our God's Blessing to finish off our quality, Manipulation, and then Veneration, followed by 2 Groundworks. So 1 and 2, and if you need to, observe, and finishing off with focus synthesis. So now that we've made one high quality mana silver choker, we're going to have to make 2 more, and we're going to be using the same rotation that we just used. Alright, so now we've crafted 1, we're going to have to repeat this 2 more times. So once again, the rotation is Reflect, Manipulation, Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Great Strides, by our God's Blessing, Manipulation, Veneration, Groundwork twice in a row, then finishing off with Observe and Focus Synthesis. Alright, so now that we've crafted 3 high quality mana silver chokers, we're now going to turn them into moist. So, item request, hand over, yes. Complete, yes. Hand over, yes. Complete, and lastly, yes. Hand over, yes, and complete. So we're about 40% into level 75, so we're going to have to speak to Edokor again and grab the level 74 Lev quest known as Unsung Generosity. And once again, we're going to be crafting 3 more high quality mana silver chokers. And just like before, we're going to be using the same rotation: Reflect, Manipulation, Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Great Strides, by our God's Blessing, Manipulation, Veneration, 2 Groundworks, Observe, and Focus Synthesis. Alright, so now that we've crafted our 3 high quality mana silver chokers, we're going to turn them into moist. So here we go, hand over, yes, complete, yes, hand over, yes, complete, and finally the third one, yes, hand over, yes, and complete. And as you can see here, we're about 30% into level 76, which is great. So we're going to be grabbing the level 76 Lev quest, so we're going to speak to Edokor, the Levmet, and we're going to take the level 76 Lev quest known as A Magnanimous Refrain. And it's going to have us crafting high quality triplet earrings of casting. And we're going to repeat this quest another time after this one, so we're going to be crafting 3 each time for a total of 6 of them. And always make sure that you have your buffs that you need to get the CP for this Lev quest. Now we're going to be using the same rotation as the previous one, so the CP needed is 482. So just like before, we're going to start off with Reflect, and then Manipulation. After that, we're going to go with Innovation, then Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Innovation. Then we're going to go with Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Great Strides, and we're going to finish off our quality with By Our God's Blessing. After that, we're going to activate Manipulation, then Veneration, and we're going to do 2 Groundworks, so 1 and 2, and if you still need Progress Bar, you can do Observe and then finish off with Focus Synthesis. Alright, and there we go. High quality triplet earrings of casting. Alright, so now we've crafted 1, we're going to have to repeat this 2 more times. So once again, the rotation is Reflect, Manipulation, Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Great Strides, by our God's Blessing, Manipulation, Veneration, Groundwork twice in a row, then finishing off with Observe and Focus Synthesis. Alright, so now we've crafted 3 high quality triplet earrings of casting. So we're going to turn them into moist. So the first one, hand over, yes, complete, submit additional, yes, hand over, yes, and complete. And our final third one, submit, yes, hand over, yes, complete. And as you can see here, we're still only level 77, so we're going to speak to Edokor, the Levement and grab the level 76 Lev quest known as a Magnanimous Refrain. And we're going to craft 3 more high quality triplet earrings of casting. And just like before, we're going to be using the same rotation: Reflect, Manipulation, Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Great Strides, God's Blessing, Manipulation, Veneration, 2 Groundworks, Observe, and Focus Synthesis. Alright, so now we've crafted our final 3 high quality triplet earrings of casting, and once again we're going to turn them into moist. So the first one, complete, yes. Hand over the second one, yes, complete. And the third one, yes. Hand over, yes, and complete. And that should get us to level 78, which is great because now we can work on the next set of Lev quests. So I'm going to show you the gear that I used for this bracket. Now please keep in mind I changed both weapons, all the armor pieces, but I did not change any of the accessories on the right side. And just like before, you do not need to meld as deeply as I have. Instead, you can supplement your gear with eating high quality blood bullets, a food, as well as high quality cunning craftsman syrup. And if needed, you can also supplement your quality bar by using high quality materials. Just remember that since we're using the same rotation as the previous ones, you're going to have a minimum of 482 CP. Alright, so now we're going to speak to Tradecraft, the Levement, and we're going to grab the level 78 Lev quest known as Wrap Those Wrists. And it's going to have us crafting 3 high quality petal-like bracelets of fending. And we're going to be repeating this quest one more time after we finish the first one. Alright, so just like before, we're going to be starting off with Reflect, then we're going to follow up with Manipulation, then Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Great Strides, finishing off our quality with God's Blessing. And then Manipulation, Veneration, 2 Groundworks, so 1 and 2. And in case you need more progress, you can do Observe and finish off with Focus Synthesis. And just like before, we're going to be using the same rotation: Reflect, Manipulation, Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Great Strides, God's Blessing, Manipulation, Veneration, 2 Groundworks, Observe, and Focus Synthesis. Alright, so now that we've crafted our 3 high quality petal-like bracelets of fending, we're going to turn them into moist. So the first one, hand over, yes, complete. Second one, yes, hand over, yes, and complete. And finally the third one, yes, hand over, yes, and complete. So we're still level 79, so we're going to have to do this Lev quest one more time. So we're going to talk to Tradecraft, the Levement, and grab the level 78 Lev quest known as Wrap Those Wrists. And we're going to craft our 3 final high quality petal-like bracelets of fending. And just like before, we're going to be using the same rotation: Reflect, Manipulation, Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Innovation, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Great Strides, God's Blessing, Manipulation, Veneration, 2 Groundworks, Observe, and Focus Synthesis. Alright, so now that we've crafted our 3 high quality petalite bracelets of ending, we're turning them into moist. And you're going to notice here that you only need to turn in probably 2 of them. So once you cap out at level 80, you cannot gain more experience. So just hold on to that 3rd one and then sell it on the market board, as they sell for a pretty good amount of gil. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider smashing that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe and ring that bell for notifications on future videos that I might be posting. And until next time, take care. Goodbye.